next session that would be on the topic collaborative approach to shared services, managing client expectations. And for this, I would like to invite on stage Mr. Akshay Bahl, giving a brief introduction, managing global operations for over 2 decades with clients in various industries like telecom, IT, pharmaceuticals, oil and gas, renewable energies, and education. He's currently working as the head of Global Shared Service Center for Learning and Development with the leading telecom infrastructure company. With this, please welcome him with a huge round of applause.
My name is Akshay. So I work with Ericsson, and my job at Ericsson is to ensure that our employees across the globe are getting the right learning at the right time and as and when required. So I support my CLO and my learning teams across the globe to train our employees. So in the next 15 to 20 minutes, I will be talking about employees. I mean, all of us are, aren't we? I mean, we are employees to some organization or the other. So I'm going to talk about employees. So as I said, client. For me, my client is employees of my company. My clients are the head of people function. My clients are head of learnings, CLO, and head of business units in my company. They all become my client. So my client base actually is over 1 lakh spread across the globe. Expectation from a delivery organization. So right now we've spoken a lot about kind of B2B. You know, my colleagues, my fellow speakers came here and they spoke about what a business is expecting from a business. I'm going to talk about what an employee is expecting from a shared service organization. If I could ask you, as an employee, what is your expectation when it comes to an operation unit? If anybody wants to say anything. If not, don't worry. Well, in my experience, my employees expect very simple processes. My employees expect collaboration. I should not be working in silos. Whatever implementations, changes we are bringing, we have to have our employees at the forefront. My employees expect them to be prioritized. Not cost, not anything else, but the employees should be given the priority. Faster execution. Most of the times when I go back and ask my business leaders, their expectation from a shared service, their expectation is faster execution. Because their customers are also expecting the same from them, isn't it? So it's fair ask, and we are trying to meet it. How? I will talk about how are we trying to meet my employees' expectations through faster delivery, through digitization, through simplifying our processes, and measuring employee experience in this case. Many a times we implement something, but can we measure it? Can we go back to the business leaders and say, okay, what impact did it bring? I will talk purely about some operational stuff here. In the past few years, we've been able to make considerable impact and improvement in pure play operational activities that we've been doing. How? Through automation, through centralization, through digitization, and most importantly, through collaboration. Collaboration with the same set of people that I spoke with. And not to miss suppliers. We work with over 300 suppliers in the learning space. They are the suppliers, those who do not only create content for us, but they also deliver learnings, whether it is WBL, which is web-based, or instructor-led, or virtual instructor-led. And these trainings, by the way, are not only soft skills trainings. These trainings are high-end technical trainings with latest technologies. Some of these trainings are so important that my employees can't sit in a project unless or until they are certified. And yes, a lot of these learnings come with certification. So you certify, only then you are able to perform your activities. So we collaborate with suppliers, most importantly. Our sourcing team in the company are responsible to bring in new suppliers and close the contracts with the suppliers. If they are not aware about what kind of learning are we planning for, we'll actually set them up for failure. This is not a promotion slide. Okay, I'm not trying to advertise any of these products, but these are the backbone. The reason we are able to digitize a lot of our processes because we are using technology to do that. This is also helping us deliver faster and simplify processes. SAP SuccessFactors, most of those who are in people function must have heard about it. Degreed is a social learning platform where it's a social platform where employees can come and learn, and they can even, it's kind of a LinkedIn of learning. They can project or share what they're learning. People can follow and learn accordingly. We use a lot of Power Apps, in-house built Power Apps. Dojibo is another LMS. Promote is another tool to collaborate. 𝗕𝗏𝗃𝗵𝗐 is our CRM. Credly is where we issue badges. I want to give you an example of digitization and faster delivery. When we work with suppliers, we make payments. Traditional ways of making payments is through purchase order. Have you heard about purchase orders? Yes? Purchase orders? Yeah? Any idea how much time does it take to issue a purchase order, number one, and then finally payment landing in the supplier's account? Any hint, guess? How much time does it take? Anyone? Well, the entire cycle to plan a learning, issue a purchase order through your group function finance, and payment landing in the supplier's account can take more than 45 days because you have payment terms, yeah, after the delivery. This is a very new concept that we are trying. It was launched in this year itself. There are no more than a few K USD that we have spent on virtual cards. So our challenge was that our employees were finding it, or still are finding it, difficult to close a deal with a supplier or to purchase a learning. Okay, now this is a challenge. And if I end up paying my suppliers in more than 90 days, 100 days, they're not going to work with me, isn't it? So we are trying a method of making payments quickly through virtual cards. These are issued by, we are working with a US-based bank on that. The virtual card holder is definitely group function finance. However, the process is simplified where an employee can request for a virtual card payment through a workflow which is no more than one approval, and that to his manager, because they are the ones, those who hold the budget. So we collaborated with the employees, line managers, and the HR heads. They hold the budget. Let them spend what they want. Through one workflow, one approval, we saw that we are able to make payments within 3 days. 3 days, the supplier gets the payment. Many of you are suppliers. Are you happy if that happens? Of course, yes. Traditional method of working, the payment lands minimum 7 days. Why? Because after the delivery, we need to do GRN. We also realize it takes 50% less effort than traditional methods of working. Now, this is just an example of how we collaborate with various functions to simplify things in a shared service model. This is another example. Now, one of the challenges is that I don't know which suppliers offers what kind of training. I don't have a repository. And with hundreds of suppliers, it is very difficult to figure out and keep it real-time updated, because the suppliers also keep getting new content, courses, price. So this is a sample. We are about to launch a new repository, bringing everything in at one place, making it again easy for the employees to request learning. I'll shift focus now. I'm shifting focus towards an end-to-end experience on compliance. Compliance is a very integral part in a telecom industry. Compliance there are various compliance courses that we've launched around data, GDPR, data privacy, integrity, and so on and so forth. What was the challenge? The challenge was that our legal team, group function legal, gives us 45 days to launch a program and to ensure that 1 lakh employees across the globe complete that program. Only 45 days. Now, this timeline is very tough to meet, especially with technical issues that come in. So, we kind of moved from traditional ways of working on a pure play WBL to an approach which makes online learning easy and very seamless. Now, whatever compliance courses we are launching, it is based on a movie approach, wherein it is short course. It's not a 2-hour, 1 hour, or 1.5 hour long compliance course. It is no more than 20 minutes running course, which you cannot skip, with a very short quiz at the end. We changed the course design. We enabled employees to check real-time completions, and so on and so forth. Of course, real-time dashboard. How it helped? It dropped our technical issues to 50%. If earlier 5% of the issues that the employees were facing were technical in nature, now they only face 2.5%. So our collaborative approach with not only employees but the developers and suppliers, we are able to actually measure the impact. This is another impact that we were able to measure. I said that we give 45 days for completion. When we launch, now week 1 to 7, week 1 is when we launch a course. You see from week 1, which is the launch, are you able to see the screen? You see week 1 when the course is launched to week 4 or 5, there is limited intervention. Intervention means we let the employees take their time and continue. However, the percentage is not very encouraging. So you see a mark right after week 5. We did some interventions. These are automated interventions which pick data from SF or our LMS, success factors, figure out who have not completed those courses, and they send automated triggers with a workflow. So, and a few other interventions. When we did that intervention, we saw that the completion automatically increased or improved. Not only it helps our employees be aware of some critical factors, it also helps our people heads, our legal team, and L&D heads to present the right impact to the business leaders. Now we say right from incubation to impact, and that helped us recording 35% plus completions in the last 2 weeks. Any questions here? Happy to take questions, guys. Needs. It could be looking at the hiring trends. It could be looking at the new projects coming in. It could be looking at the IPM or the annual review inputs.
Akshay, I have a question here. So you mentioned the virtual cards. So how is it different to having learning credits for employees to consume content and it gets? I was trying to still understand the concept.
Very good question, I'm a great supporter of take up more learning. It is very different, by the way. If you were to give learning credits, actually we tried, we ended up in a lot of compliance and group function finance approvals. So it was not easy, but we are still on it. But for now, we have other methods of making payments. We tried a flexed option through Degreed to give learning credits. But as I said, we had some roadblocks around compliance.
Thank you.
We have a question right here in the middle.
Thanks. May I?
Yes.
Okay, Akshay, good topic. Maybe not sure how much it is in scope and how much you may take the question, but I just wanted to understand, for our employees, or in fact for us, we teach on so many things and we have learning platform for so many other things, but how much are we teaching them about shared services and GBS? Is there a use case on the same, or is there any thought process around it, please?
Teaching our employees about shared service, all employees or selected?
Employees, everyone in shared services need to know why we are in shared services and why we are in GBS, right?
Okay, right.
The mindset is very different from a functional mindset. And the outcome of a shared services basis, what my knowledge and the ask which is coming to us is quite different. Traditional jobs are done traditionally. We are GBS with a different mindset to bring that together, right? So that's what my question is.
Yeah, absolutely. So yes, definitely. I mean, I'm part of shared service. There are different kind of trainings that we conduct for our own employees in shared service. I hope that's what you're asking, right? So some set of learning or trainings are pure play BAU, business as usual, how to do that. And some set of learnings are around future ways of working. So very recently we implemented a new module in SF. And a lot of our workforce went through training on that workflow, which is EC, Employee Central. And then the third set is about soft skills. Soft skills is primarily one, self-learning, and two, leadership programs and other managed programs around leadership core curriculum and so on and so forth.